Uncle Tungsten was written by Oliver Sacks, as seen here, who was born in 1933, just before World War II. Early on in his life, Oliver took an interest in chemistry, metals, elements, etc. Oliver asked his uncle many questions regarding chemistry. His uncle, otherwise known as Uncle Tungsten, who the book is named after, had experience in manufacturing tungsten filament light bulbs, thus the name Uncle Tungsten. Uncle Tungsten was the most supportive of Oliver's newfound hobby. He would often help Oliver experiment and assist his growing interest in the subject matter. However, Oliver's interest in chemistry would have to wait due to the approaching dangers of World War II. It was unsafe for Oliver to continue to live in his house in London, so he was sent to a boarding school by his parents when he was 6. While at the boarding school, a bomb landed in his next-door neighbor's backyard but did not explode. During his time at this new boarding school, Oliver was beaten and mistreated until several years later when he was allowed to go back home. The beatings he received there, though, caused him to be mentally unstable and, quite frankly, insane. When he arrived back home from the boarding school, he threw his dog into a coal bin for no apparent reason during the winter, and his dog almost died. Luckily, this was only temporary, for Oliver was able to get back into his interest of chemistry. Oliver's entire family, consisting of many doctors and physicians and mathematicians, were all very supportive of Oliver's ventures into chemistry, especially his Uncle Tungsten, who encouraged him to set up his own laboratory in his home, and his brothers even helped him with some of his experiments. Oliver's interest in chemistry grew when he went to a science museum in South Kensington, where he first saw the periodic table. Oliver was fascinated by the natural organization of the periodic table and continued to do experiments with different metals and elements. Oliver was fascinated by the strange colors and aromas arising from these chemical reactions, and most of all, the explosions. But whenever an experiment would get out of hand, Oliver would take the contents and throw it into his parents' backyard. Surprisingly, his parents were still supportive of him, even though he let off explosions in their own house. But maybe they were a bit insane, too. However, by age 14, Oliver's parents decided that it was time for him to give up his childish hobby. Oliver began to lose interest in chemistry and eventually would become a neurologist. Oliver got interested in music and literature and other workings of the human mind. Oliver Sacks from then on would refer to his boyish love of chemistry as his long-lost love.